Hey bookworms, welcome back to Book Peer. I'm Paul, and with me today is Alice. We're going to be looking at The Art of War by Sun Tzu.
Not exactly light reading.
Definitely not your typical beach read, but hey, it's been a bestseller for centuries, so it must have something going for it.
Oh yeah, this book, it's like a guide to strategy and leadership, and honestly winning.
It's like this ancient wisdom that's still relevant in today's world, and if you're liking what you're hearing, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
So we're talking 5th century BC China.
Ancient stuff.
And you know what's really interesting? We're not even sure if Sun Tzu was one person.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he could have been like a group of brilliant military minds all coming together.
A historical mystery. Kind of adds to the mystique, right? But regardless, this book has had a huge impact.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, think about it. This book was written for warfare, but people use it in business.
You see it in courtrooms?
Even sports.
It's like life is a battlefield, even if you're not, actually fighting a war.
Right. You've got deadlines, competition, you got to make tough decisions. The art of war, it gives you tools to handle all that.
So how does it, what's the secret sauce?
Well, one of the core ideas is understanding your strengths.
And your weaknesses.
Yes, knowing yourself inside and out. But also, just as important, is knowing your opponent.
It's not just about you.
No, it's about understanding the other side, what drives them, what scares them.
Getting in their head.
Exactly. Because once you understand that, you can anticipate their moves, and that gives you a serious advantage.
And speaking of advantage, the art of war, it really stresses the importance of planning.
Oh, big time. Sun Tzu believed victory was often decided before the battle even begins.
That's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it.
It's all about being prepared, thinking ahead, having a game plan, just like a chess player.
So you're always a few steps ahead.
Right. You're not just reacting, you're dictating the game. But there's more. The art of war also dives into deception and psychological warfare.
Okay, now we're getting into the really interesting stuff.
Sun Tzu, he believed in misleading the enemy, making them underestimate you.
Playing mind games?
Yeah, basically, disrupting their plans, gaining a mental edge. There are some pretty wild examples in the book.
I bet. But it's not all about trickery, right? There's got to be more to it.
Oh, absolutely. Adaptability is huge. Sun Tzu talks about being like water. You know that quote, "Be like water, my friend."
Bruce Lee. That's a good one.
It's about being flexible, flowing around obstacles.
I like that.
Just like water finds its way, you need to adapt to the situation.
So what do you guys think? Have you ever had to be like water in your own lives? Let us know in the comments. And while you're at it, hit that subscribe button. We love having you along for these book discussions.
All right, so we've got deception, we've got adaptability, but the art of war, it also places a lot of importance on leadership.
Makes sense that you need a strong leader to guide the troops.
Exactly. And Sun Tzu, he believed a true leader inspires people. They create a sense of unity, instill discipline. It's not just about giving orders.
It's about motivating, creating a shared vision.
That's it. And Sun Tzu also talked about choosing your battles carefully.
Don't fight every fight.
Exactly. You need to pick and choose. Don't waste energy on battles you can't win. He specifically advised against, say, attacking fortified positions head on.
So play smart, right?
Yes. It's about strategy, not brute force. And ultimately, the art of war, it's about winning with minimal losses. Diplomacy, alliances, all these things are key.
It's like choosing the path of least resistance.
Exactly. The best battle is the way you don't have to fight.
Love that. So even though the art of war might sound a bit, manipulative.
At its core, it's actually about achieving peace.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
Sun Tzu believed the goal of war, any conflict, was to create a stable, harmonious society.
So it's not about conquest. It's about creating a better world.
Exactly. The book teaches you how to use strategy to achieve the best possible outcome. And sometimes that means avoiding conflict altogether.
Wow, that's a powerful message. So we've talked about knowing yourself, being like water, choosing your battles, all great stuff. But how can our listeners use these ideas in their own lives?
That's a great question. And honestly, it's something for everyone to ponder.
Absolutely. We encourage all our listeners to think about how these principles apply to their own battles.
And let us know what you think. Share your insights and examples in the comments below. And of course, don't forget to like and subscribe for more fascinating book discussions.
All right,
We were talking about how the goal is peace, right? Using strategy to create a more harmonious world.
Yeah, fascinating stuff. But I'm also thinking this book gets pretty specific, right? I mean, there are all these chapters about actual warfare.
Oh, definitely. 13 chapters to be exact, each one dealing with a different aspect of war.
So how do those ancient battle plans translate to, modern life?
That's the amazing part. These chapters, they offer a blueprint for success. Whether you're facing a tough negotiation or a challenging project.
So it's like a cheat sheet for winning. Tell me more. What's chapter 1 all about?
Chapter 1 is called Laying Plans, and it's all about assessing the situation before you jump in.
Okay, so like taking a step back, looking at the big picture.
Exactly. Understanding the terrain, so to speak, the strengths and weaknesses of both sides.
So doing your homework, right?
Absolutely. Chapter 2, Waging War, it emphasizes being decisive, striking quickly when the opportunity presents itself.
Don't hesitate, seize the moment.
That's it. It's about being proactive, taking calculated risks. And then there's attack by stratagem. This chapter highlights deception.
Ooh, the mind games.
Sun Tzu, he was all about creating illusions, making your opponent think you're weak when you're strong, or vice versa.
I love it. It's like the Trojan horse, right? Classic deception.
Exactly. So we've got planning, decisive action, deception, but then there's tactical dispositions. This one's about defending your position, choosing your battles.
Okay, so it's not just about attack, it's also about knowing when to hold back.
You got it. It's about conserving your energy, picking your fights strategically. Then we move on to use of energy. This chapter focuses on momentum and timing.
Strike while the iron's hot.
That's the idea. You want to capitalize on your strengths when they're at their peak. Then we have weak points and strong. This is all about exploiting your opponent's vulnerabilities while protecting your own.
Classic offense versus defense, but like you said earlier, it applies to so much more than just war.
Absolutely. Now, chapters 7 through 12, they delve into specific tactics, maneuvering, adapting to changing circumstances, using the terrain to your advantage.
Sounds complicated.
It can be. It's like navigating a maze. You have to anticipate obstacles, adjust your course, find the best path to your goal.
I like that analogy. Okay, so we're almost through all 13 chapters. What's the last one about?
The 13th chapter is the use of spies. It's all about gathering intelligence.
Knowledge is power.
Exactly. The more you know about your opponent, the better decisions you can make. And this applies to everything from business to personal relationships.
Can't argue with that. Now, we can't talk about the art of war without mentioning the water metaphor. Sun Tzu seems obsessed with water.
He is. He uses water as a symbol for a skilled leader. Think about it. Water adapts, it flows, it overcomes obstacles.
Be like water, my friend.
That's it. Sun Tzu believed a true leader embodies these qualities, being able to navigate any situation with grace and intelligence.
It's not just about being tough, it's about being smart and adaptable. Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but I know this book has its critics too.
It does, yeah. Some people find it a bit ruthless, maybe even manipulative.
Yeah, I could see that. Some of the tactics, they can seem a bit unethical.
It's true, some of the tactics can be seen as unethical if taken out of context. But remember, Sun Tzu's ultimate goal was peace. He believed that by understanding warfare, you could actually avoid it.
Interesting. It's like knowing how to fight makes you less likely to want to fight.
Precisely, and that's why the art of war is still relevant today. It teaches us about strategy, intelligence, human psychology. These things are crucial for success in any field.
So even if you're not planning to lead an army into battle, the art of war offers wisdom that can help you navigate life's challenges.
Absolutely. Business, politics, personal relationships, it all applies. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend giving it a try. And if you're enjoying this conversation, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more bookish chats.
We always love hearing from our viewers, so leave a comment below and tell us what you think of the art of war. All right, so we've been talking about the art of war, ancient warfare, all that. But I'm thinking, how does this stuff apply to the business world?
Well, think about it. Businesses, they're constantly competing, trying to get ahead. It's a battlefield, in a way.
A metaphorical battlefield. So how can, CEOs and entrepreneurs use this book to their advantage?
Sun Tzu, he talks about knowing your strengths and weaknesses, right? But also your competitors' strengths and weaknesses.
So it's like doing your research, knowing who you're up against.
Exactly. You got to understand the landscape. And then choosing your battles. Not every fight is worth fighting.
Yeah, you don't want to waste resources on something you can't win.
Pick your battles carefully, focus on where you have an advantage, and be adaptable. The market's always changing.
Got to be flexible, roll with the punches.
Exactly. And leadership, that's huge. Sun Tzu, he talks about inspiring your troops, creating a sense of unity. That's important in a company, too.
Building a strong team, motivating people. Makes sense.
Now, even beyond business, you can apply these principles to personal growth, self-improvement.
Oh, okay. How so?
Well, Sun Tzu emphasizes self-awareness. Knowing yourself, your strengths, your weaknesses.
Be honest with yourself, right?
Yeah. Recognize your limitations, work on improving, and then choosing your battles, even in your personal life.
Not every argument has to turn into a big fight.
Right. Sometimes it's better to walk away. So you see, the art of war, it's more than just ancient warfare. It's about strategy, leadership, understanding human nature.
And it can help you in any area of life, business, relationships, personal growth. Pretty amazing for a book that's so old.
It is. It shows you, even though the world's changed a lot, the basic principles, they still apply.
So there you have it, folks. The Art of War, a timeless guide to strategy and success.
We hope you enjoyed this discussion.
And if you did, hit that like button and subscribe for more insightful book conversations. We'll see you next time.